Hello everyone, we will start our proposition logic. What is a proposition logic? Uh, Before we will starting a proposition logic, we will start what is a propositional. Then we will go through the logic. Then we will why we will call the proposition logic. We will elaborate that. Then what is a proposition? Actually, proposition is a statement, a descriptive statement, which is either true or false. Means any statement which can have a true and false value, we will call that a proposition. When we are applying some logic on that, or we are applying some techniques on that to prove the statement is true or false, then that is called a propositional logics. Means we are applying some logic on that proposition. That is, a proposition logic is a declarative sentence which is either true or false. That means any sentence which may be true or false, that is a proposition. We can use logic to describe and prove the techniques to prove whether the proposition is correct or not. That means true or false. Means we are providing some logic or some techniques to the propositions to prove whether it will be true or false. Okay, we will take some examples of proposition logic. That is, sunrise from east. Yes, sunrise from east, that means it has true and false values, so it is a proposition. Today is a Sunday. Yes, today is a Sunday, that means it has some true and false value, so it is a proposition. If x, I will take an example. X is an integer, its square also integer. Yes, it has a true and false value, so it is a proposition. Example, the another example I will take. Suppose some sentence is there, some proposition is there. We will let's see that will be a proper proposition, undergoes under proposition logic or not. We will see that the following sentence or the are proposition or not. Let's y square equal to 19. That means y square is not proved that it will be 19. That is no yes or no value will be there, so it is not a proposition. What is your father's name? There will be no yes or no will be there, so it is not a proposition. Please come here. Here also there is no proposition, so it is not a proposition logic. To become a proposition, we need some connectivity. That means it connect the two or more propositions to prove it will be true or not. For that, they have the different connectivity in the proposition logic. Okay, then connectives used in proposition logic. We will see what are the connectives which are used in a proposition logic. That is, first one is or, second one is and, third one is negation, fourth one is implication, fifth one is if and only if. Or we can symbolize by the upper cap, and we will symbolize by lower cap. Negation we will symbolize with not or some slipping line with a downwards standing line. Implication is symbolized by the arrow mark. It is also called an if then. If and only if is symbolized by double arrow marks. These are some connectivity which are used between the two proposition to prove that is undergoes a propositional logic or not. That is, how we will use the or connectivity. We will see that it is symbolized by, we can represent it by suppose A is a proposition and the B, then we will connect with both by this symbol or symbol. That means if A is true, then B will be true or not, that doesn't matter. If anyone will be true, then your result will be true. Okay, but when both are false, then only false, otherwise every time they will be true. We will see the truth table. If A and B, I will take A and B, and A or B will be there, then if A is true, B is true, then it is true. If A is true, B is false, then it is also true. If A is false, B is true, then also true. If A is false, B is false, then false. That means from this truth table, we will understood that if any one becomes true, the result will be true. If both will be false, then the result will be false. That is the OR connectivity work. Then another is and connectivity. And is by lower cap, That means if any ones become false, the result will be false. It is represented by A and B. So if A is true, B is true, both are true, then it is true. If any one becomes false, if A is false or B or false or both are false, the result become false. That is the AND connectivity. Then negation, another connectivity is negation. Negation is represented by the not A. That means if A is opposite, what is their proposition? That opposite will be your negation. That is, if A is true, negation of A becomes false. Then next implication, next connectivity is implication. That is if then. It is represented by arrow marks. That means if only A is true, B is false, then only it is false. Otherwise, it will be we can see the result. That means if A is false and B is true, then it will be true. Then it will be true. Then it will be true. A is true, B is true, it will be true. If A is true, B is false, then it will be false. And if A is false, B is false, then false. Otherwise, 2 times it will true and 2 times it will become false. Then next is your double implication. That is if and only if. That means A and B double implication. Here what happened? That means if both are true, both proposition true, then it will say it is true. If any ones become false, then it will be false. If both are false, then it is true. That is the double implication. So this is a proper. So we can see the proposition logic and the different connectivities which are used in a proposition logic. Next we can see in our next video how we can implement these examples. Okay.